Hello, hello. Feels like it's been so long. It has been so long since I have been live. And sorry. And so here I am. We have book club this morning, so I'm waiting on friends to join. But I'm using StreamYard today. So the job, as I told you in my last video for this past week, was to research and find a platform that I wanted to use. And I think I found it. And so I'm trying StreamYard for a month. We'll see how it goes. But I don't know where my people are. Because I feel like they should be here now. So I had to go over to Facebook and see if I can find if, what, everything. Because I think that Ashmelna. Has anyone tried to join the event yet? It's weird watching because I'm in my Facebook group now, so I'm seeing just a slight delay on my stream, and it's weird because I can. Oh, that's cool. My Facebook comment. Shut up. Yeah. So I'm gonna message my book boss, Chicky Babe Lori. Hey, Lori. Have you tried to join the event yet? Go back over to Facebook and see. I don't know. Should I do a little song and dance while I'm waiting for my pals? Okay, so now that I have figured out ish how to stream, I'll do a video, I guess, once I figured it out, although, I'm really washed out today. I wonder what's up with the lighting in that regard. Camera, show advanced options. Maybe it's because I'm in high def today. This is not going to be a very exciting book club if I'm here all by myself. However, it is not yet 11. Okay, so Beret, I do not know. I do not know. I guess I thought that you would be able to click on the event. No, that's not right. Lori says, "Am I here?" You're okay. Hang on. Let me do a quick search. StreamYard. How to have people join your, I don't know. Okay, simulcast. Okay, I did look at this. So I don't know why. Okay, let's see. Does this give me options? I totally watched a video about this. Oh, hey. Okay, I got it. I think I got it. All right, guys, click on this link and see if that works. I'm hoping it works. Try it. Somebody try it. I'm sending it to you, Lori, so you can try it here. Try that. Okay. Oh, so I didn't even finish saying that it's cool when I go over to Facebook, I can see that the closed captions are working live, and that is amazing and awesome and exactly what I wanted. So I need to pop into Facebook and, well, I guess the link is there, but Alley Cats. Okay. I think this is the link to join. Post. But maybe not because nobody's here yet. Oh, ugh. But you know what? We can roll with the punches and we can, I think for now, you can only see our comments. Oh, hey. Yay, Varay got it.
Yay.
Yay.
See
Okay.
comments.
What did you do, Varay?
I clicked on that link you put there.
Okay.
Yay, Varay got it.
All right.
Yay.
Because Lori's still having trouble with it. So
What did you do? I had to shut Facebook off though because there was you were repeating back behind it.
Yeah. But Lori is struggling to come on because her computer is giving her like update errors or some such.
Oh dear.
So so we'll give it like a couple more minutes. It's still just a little over 11, I guess. So we'll see, and if it doesn't work, we'll pop over to Zoom. So
okay.
We can be flexible, but I wanted to try this thing because
I like how this looks. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really nice, and I have a lot of options and it's better quality. Like, I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah, the picture is good, and
yeah.
I wanted to show you my T-shirt. My other book club that I belong to, they made this, and we all ordered what we wanted. You know, whether we wanted sweatshirts or T-shirts or whatever. But isn't that cute? We're called the Chapter Chit Chat group.
I love it.
And one of the girls designed it, and it was so fun. And then we all wore them last night when we came to book club.
That was super cute. What book did you guys do for your book club?
We did a book called Harry's Trees.
Oh.
And it was an amazing story, but there's one character in there that cusses so bad, and I was listening to it, and I was like, he did the F-bomb just over and over and over. F this, F that, F that. And I was just like, oh, please, why did he have to be in here?
Right.
But it was one of those, they took regular people, but he made them all like fairy tale characters. Everybody was so extreme,
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah.
and there was
Caricatures kind
yeah,
of
everybody was so specifically a certain type of person,
right.
and
Yeah.
to the extreme, and so
Did it work? Because he probably did it for a purpose.
yeah, it worked really well, and the story was amazing, and there was this magic thing going on, and but they were normal everyday people having a normal everyday life, except for that he lost his wife in a terrible
Oh,
accident, and she lost her husband, um, due to health issues, and this little girl couldn't believe that her dad was gone, and so there was this magic woven in and around because she believed her dad didn't die. He became a winged creature in the woods, and it was all about trees,
okay.
talking about all the different kinds of trees and the leaves and the so it was really amazing. It was I don't know. It was an amazing story. I just wish that the cussy guy wasn't in it. He could have been in it. He just didn't need to cuss like that. It was like,
Yeah.
so he's a bad guy and he's a wolf. Why does he have to say the F word every 5 minutes? It's like,
Because
Right?
he's a wolf. That we've established that.
So Denise is having trouble getting in. What is happening for you, Denise? Because Lori just barely made hers work.
If she's not in like Firefox or Chrome, have her quit out of if she's in a different browser and go back into a different browser. That's what worked for me.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
So,
on Chrome, so I
Lori,
went right
could
in
you
without a problem.
maybe post that in the group? Like I just barely posted this new link, like the actual real link to join. And so maybe you could explain what you did.
Because mine automatically launches in Safari, and this doesn't like that. So if they're not in a thing, okay. Do you want it in the link box or just in the regular group? Here, we'll go to everyone's complaining. Yeah.
Oh, is everyone complaining?
I don't know. I'll just look for people saying I can't get in.
Yeah, darn it.
If I can.
So, if you are from my group, which you probably are, check in the Facebook group to see Lori's instructions for how to join. I should have, and since I'm waiting for you, maybe I'll get clever and try to do this real quick. So Veray, that makes me think thoughts about our book club.
Uh-huh.
Do you think it would be fun to have a cute name instead of, because we don't really have a cute name. We're just book club. So it might be nice to have a name or and I would love to make t-shirts or a design or something that people could get if they wanted to. What do you guys think?
I think I'm trying to have 3 conversations at once. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
You're amazing. I'm gonna turn off some lights behind me so you can see me better. Hold on.
Let's see.
There we go.
Or what did I say? Chrome? Okay. Okay.
Okay. I know this is like super exciting book club time. Sorry, guys.
Okay, sorry. I see a window. Who's that? Oh, Denise.
Oh, Denise is here.
Maybe.
Hi, Denise. I'm so glad you figured it out. Thank you, Lori, for figuring it out.
Sure. Hi, Denise.
Hi. It was difficult because I was on my phone.
Oh. I'll see if I can draw up actual instructions because you should be able to use it from join from your phone. It was one of the reasons why I liked this platform. I like that when you talk, Denise, your little icon kind of flashes because sometimes it's hard to hear you. And So this way I know that you're talking, and that's nice.
It just has to do with whatever browser is their default launch. And for me, it was Safari, which is not one of their select few. So
Oh,
that's
Safari
all it was.
that's weird. I mean, it is a Mac. Like it works for the Mac too. I'm surprised, but
Yeah, I'm on my Mac. What did I pick? I picked Chrome. So
and Chrome is what I use, so it didn't even occur to me to check
Yeah.
something out. I need to adjust my brightness on my face because it's very, very bright. Camera.
Mine's kind of dim. Sorry.
It's okay.
It's really overcast here today.
it's supposed to snow on Sunday again.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
It's
we've got snow
Utah.
next week
What do we
coming.
expect?
Tomorrow is supposed to be 58. And then it's
Oh,
supposed to
nice.
snow on Monday.
Well, that looks
So,
better. We've had more better weather. Like it's been 60 or so for this week. It's been wonderful. So
Snow that just
I
melted
think-
had legit been there for 2 weeks, and then it was gone overnight after 2
Mhm.
weeks of sitting there in the cold.
Yeah, we had the same thing. We had piles of snow and then it was gone in like 2 days, just gone away. And mostly because we had rain. Rain melted it pretty fast.
So I'm gonna bring in
And is it Nico that said she was sick? I don't remember.
Oh yes, it was Nico. Yeah,
I hope she feels better.
Liz said she might not make it,
Okay.
and Denise was gonna try. I mean, not Denise. Sorry, Denise. Nicole said she was gonna try.
Okay.
So, anyways, we can start, and I'm gonna do this. We are talking about Marking Time by April White. And Beret, this was your recommendation, right?
It was.
And I've read it too. I think I've read like 3 books or so in the series. Are there more? I don't think I finished the series. So
Yeah.
there's 5.
Is
Okay.
there 5? I couldn't remember if there was 4 or 5. I haven't looked at it.
And I
Yeah,
didn't realize that you had finished the series.
I did. I was one of those that waited year for the next
Uh-huh.
one, and then it came out and I was really invested in it. So
And was that and you say the payoff is good, it's worth it?
oh, the ending, I never would have imagined what she did with the ending. It was like, oh my goodness. It was really cool. So
Okay. I don't know
liked-
why I stopped listening to them because I did enjoy them, but
uh-huh.
yeah, so I'll have to pick up. And it was neat because when I finished reading the first one, I tweeted her, April White, and it always pleases me because she responded and was just like very gracious and grateful, and
Uh-huh.
there's a lot of writers out there who won't even acknowledge a tweet like that or whatever. So I thought that, and of course, like you guys know me, I like having a personal connection, or I like connecting with readers. And so it impressed me that she would because I didn't say, hey, I'm an author too, and I like your book. I was just like, I finished reading this book and I really loved it. And she was just very kind. And I thought that always makes me think better, even of the book, if that makes sense. Like,
Yeah, me
I
too.
just like nice people.
The author becomes real.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
there's a real
and
person.
it makes me want to support her more
Yeah,
because she's a decent person.
yeah.
Not that someone like Victoria Schwab or whatever, who probably gets like 1 million
Yeah, and
tweets saying,
can't
"I love
answer
your book,"
everybody.
whatever. Like, so I can't totally say that that's the be all and end all proof of goodness, but it definitely is really nice when an author personally responds.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that we could try something a little different with book club this time. I kind of feel like our discussions are not lame, but like predictable or something. So I thought it might be cool to shake things up
Okay.
and talk. Oh, wait, I went to the wrong place. And talk about her reviews and maybe kind of comment on like a positive review and a negative review, kind of discuss
Okay.
what we thought of the book kind of in those terms as opposed to like which character did you like, whatever. Although Ringo, like, is it
I
not
know.
Ringo
Don't you
for
just love
everyone?
Ringo?
I do want to know. My dogs, David tried to like fence them in, and they're already gone. They've already left my
Escape
office.
artists. Uh-huh.
And the puppy was neutered yesterday, so he's wearing a cone, which so he will probably potty in the house now that he's
Lord.
just because he's it's, when they're right in the room with you, they're less likely to do it. But although apparently he's lying on the floor at my feet, so hopefully he'll just stay there. Okay, so does that sound like a weird idea, or
Can always try it.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I did want to know, do you guys think from this first book, is Syra, what did you think of Syra? Good, bad, whiny, not whiny? Do you understand where she was coming from regarding Archer? What do you guys think about Syra?
I liked being in her head. I like how she thinks. She makes sense to me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Lori, you have that smirk on your face.
No,
says,
I mean, she was kind of a brat, but she kind of raised herself, so you kind of expect that.
Yeah.
So I have to say, so I went to go get it, and it's like, I got this clear back in 2014. Apparently, I've read it, and so I got all cocky and waited till this week, like I do, so that I don't get confused with the 5
it is a big book
this week. Well, I didn't realize that, and I start reading this, and I'm like, I have no idea what this book is. I thought it was just doing a refresher course. I hadn't read it, so now it's a 400-page book in literally like 48 hours, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. And I almost stopped because of I got really tired of the parkour stuff. And those first few chapters, I found myself skipping a lot because, again, time crunch. And she just was just doing an awful lot of running, jumping, flipping that I really didn't care about. So I was glad that eased off a bit. And when I got more into the story, I obviously finished the book in 48 hours. So I did enjoy it. I liked I liked her. So for Ray, the reason I know there's 5 is because Allie and I do the same thing. It's like, okay, well, next to each book is $5. Not a big deal, but how many and is it worth it? And I was worried about whether it would start to feel like the same story in each book, only pulling in different historical things, or does it truly stay fresh enough that it's worth buying the next 4 books?
Well, you have the thing that she goes into, like one of them is World War II, one of them is the French Revolution, all of that. Uh-huh. But then also her relationship with Archer develops because she still keeps seeing him in the past in different times, you know? Wow. And so each time they learn more things about each other. They even get to a point where it's not too good. They're not really happy with each other for a bit. He's keeping secrets from her or something. I can't remember. Oh, he remembers that he's been married, but he doesn't remember who to.
Well, it had to have been her, right? Because he can only remember not remember when it applies to her, right?
Yeah, but he doesn't know, and she doesn't know, and she gets all, and she does have a problem with being in love with the not vampire Archer and the vampire Archer, and she loves them both, but in different ways. And so it's almost like she's cheating on, and so that's hard for a teenager to handle. So she, they do go through some problems, but there's also, I'm trying to think, the Dorian character comes in a lot more because the original thing, the prophecy.
He's the immortal for
he's the other clocker that kind of shows up in the clocker tower,
Mhm.
and he's the one that's left spirals for her.
It's just Doran.
Doran, not I said Dorian. Yeah,
I
Doran.
kind of thought that he was the time guy. Is he not?
I thought that was
No.
isn't that Jera? That's
No,
Jera.
he's not. He's
Oh,
not
okay.
in the painting. He's not in the
Okay.
painting. But
Oh, right.
he comes in more, and it turns out that prophecy at the beginning wasn't really about her. Where in
Oh.
the beginning book, you think that, oh yeah, she's fulfilled the prophecy, but really it's a prophecy about someone else, and she's helping it come to pass. And so things get darker and worse, and because what's his name, the main bad guy in this first one,
Bishop.
the bishop, yes, that's the right word. He does some really awful, terrible things, and because he gets her mother's blood, he can time travel, and he splits the time stream. And so they've got two different time streams, and some of them get stuck in one and some of them get stuck in another. And there's only one place where they can go and read books and know what the time stream should be. And it's that room that's in her house, that cold room that's warded at. All the books in there stay the same. And so they look at time and they're like, oh, wait, that's not what it says in this book. So something's been changed. And so that's going on all the way through the things. And they're trying to figure out what changed and how to
So
get
the point is that it is interesting and different and
different.
enough
Yeah,
to
the
keep
story
you
continues all the way
going.
through of that. But then you're in different places and you meet other, neat people. And she goes and meets Joan of Arc, and she doesn't like her because she's a monger. And she's really snooty, and it's kind of funny. I think the thing I liked the most, though, was I don't like history. I'm not a history. Some of my boys just love it, and I'm just like, it's so boring. But I actually got some history out of this. I learned things, and so it was like a really fun way for me to understand and learn history without being totally bored. It's got to have vampires and stuff, right, for me to like.
Funny that you said that, because I was talking to my husband about it, and I'm like, because I love historical fiction. I love learning history that way. So I told Alan, I said, so they're either gonna just love it for the fiction that it is, or they're gonna learn something, but they're gonna learn it wrong because they've got vampires and werewolves, and that's not how it happened. And that's funny that you say that.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of Archer?
He's so sweet. I was so in love with Archer for years. Just like Edward, He's such a sweetheart. He puts up with so much, and he's so patient with her when she is being a teenager, and he's this ancient guy that's been around for so long, but he just loves her, and he'll just let her go, decide, and she runs the show the whole time, But he doesn't let her get away with stuff. But a couple of times she makes mistakes, and he's like, no, I don't think so, and she gets really hurt, because he, so it, they have their conflict too. But
Denise, do you have anything to say?
I mean, Vampire Archer loved him. Human Archer, I had moments where I was like, really? Like, really?
Because he was too nice or something? Or why?
Like, he gets mad at the stupidest things sometimes. It's like, yeah, she didn't tell you this, but you're not supposed to know this because it could change the past. or it could change the
Yeah,
future. And
like he was frustrated with her for keeping secrets or telling lies or whatever. Is that kind of what you mean? But she felt like she couldn't because,
She was worried
and also
about.
I think she had a lot of guilt because she didn't want to say a lot of this stuff because she felt responsible for everything bad in his life, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she feels responsible for everybody's everything. It's like, it's my fault that happened to my mom. It's my fault that happened to Archer. It's my fault. I'm just like,
I didn't get the my fault that it happened to my mom because, like, I mean, I guess, no, wait, I get it because, never mind. I
She
didn't
called out to
understand
her
it for
mom
most
in
of the book, but then at the very end, I understood that she thought it was because she called attention to her mom.
Yeah. And she blamed herself for her dad's death. I mean, just everybody's everything is all her fault.
Well, she did pull a building down on him, so there's
But
that.
he told her, go ahead.
He did, and it sounded like he would have died anyway. He sounded pretty hurt before the building fell. But as far as Archer goes, I feel like he knew what was going on before she even met him. And he could have given her a little bit of a heads up. She had to find out that there were hunters on the ground for her friend, and she didn't even understand why. So that was kind of on him. And two, when we realized who did it, don't you think that it was kind of inevitable? Bishop was already on his path of whatever he was doing. I think at some point he would have gotten whatever and just ripped his throat out anyway. So I think because Bishop was already established with Archer before she came on the scene, I feel like she should be absolved of some of that. She might have sped things up a little bit, but I think it would have happened anyway. And he may not have had her as a reason to push through and make something good come out of what would have just happened anyway.
Well, she wouldn't have been around. They would have caught her. I mean, if he hadn't been changed, he wouldn't have been able to make it. Oh, hang on, my husband's calling me. Hello.
She's like, hello.
Hi.
Yeah. I think so many actual really good things about this book. Like I was impressed with little things like how she described the cellular stuff. I really loved that analogy of the genes being bandmates, and they have a producer, but it depends on how connected the producer is. Like, that was such a great analogy to explain a complicated genetic thing. So I have told Lori before that one of my my insecurities about my own writing is being smart. And I felt like April was really smart in her book. Like, the way she explained, I loved the unique take on vampires. Loved that. Welcome back, Murray. I just muted you so you can have
Thank you.
So I really loved that was super unique, and that's always a fun surprise. But I also really loved that she was smart in how she, like, in the whole gene thing and all of that. Like, there were, and I learned, I really learned something this time because I'm often being told that I need to slow down and tell what people are thinking or feeling because I know it, but it doesn't always translate. And I thought she did a good job of having, because Syra wasn't the like at the beginning and maybe through kind of most of the book, wasn't terribly introspective. She was more like, this is just how her life has been, and she's reactionary. Like, most things she was doing were a reaction to situations that she was in. But by the end of the book, she was starting to be able to express herself, like why she struggled to love people and how she felt love really for Mr. Shaw, say, and how she felt like he was a father figure and everything else, but she'd never had a father, and the one that she'd had, she killed him within minutes of meeting him. And so I could understand them why she was reticent about just like letting him love her and reciprocating. So I really liked that the author did such a great job at showing us through great conversations, like in the teacher moments about the science and the hows or whatever, and with Syra and her introspection. So I thought that was great. Okay. All right, so let's look at some reviews. So let's see. Shoot, I meant to take a picture of the one. Yeah, go ahead. Was someone going to say something? Oh,
I just changed my view.
okay. So this one person said, all right, never mind. We're not going to do this today because I should have prepared in advance. I did on my phone, and then I went and looked for it this morning, and I had not actually saved the reviews that I meant to.
So you just want some specific one that you looked up?
I found a couple that had sort of interesting things to say. A lot of people, the negative reviews seem to focus on kind of, I think, what you were talking about, Lori.
Mm-hmm.
Just how long it takes Syra to kind of get with the program, and that a lot of people did see her as whiny, and that she shoot.
Yeah, all the ones like I didn't finish. It was boring. Couldn't engage. Somebody said it ends in the middle of a fight scene. I don't remember that being a thing.
Totally didn't. In fact, I skipped ahead because, like you, Lori, and I was listening to it, and I started it like the other day, and I didn't get through all the hours, so I skipped through. I remembered most of it, unlike you, because I actually had read it. So I skipped to the end to just the last hour, and it was a really good, like closure. Like it did sum up the story and stuff. So I don't know why.
No sense. I bet you her thing glitched and she just didn't get the end or something, because that's not what happened.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah. So some people thought that Syra was took a long time to figure stuff out, that she was reactionary, that she jumped to conclusions, and they were annoyed that she sort of really still was I'm going to do it myself, that she didn't learn more quickly. But I understand that. Like, I think given her upbringing and her, like, I mean, she had been being left alone for weeks at a time. When did she say? Like, starting when she was 12 or
something like that.
Yeah. Like, really, think back to when you were 12 or 13.
And have your mom just be missing in action for 2 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
No explanation.
Yeah.
And no other adults making sure you get home, that you get dressed, that you eat, that you show up at school. None of that. And she had to sort of keep it secret too. Like,
so
someone didn't take her away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that was the one thing I didn't understand. She was used to this. So why I have to go get my mom. I have to go get her. I have to go get her and bring her back. She's been doing this every 2 years for as long as you can remember. She always comes back. You didn't even know till 10 minutes ago what exactly it is that she does when she disappears. So why the what's the word? The whatever.
Because she realized that she had
Oh,
caused Jack the Ripper to see her mom.
did she realize that though?
Yes.
She had already gone back in time. So
Yeah.
she's already trying to find her and bring her back.
Well, she didn't really at the first. I mean, she wondered where her mom was, and she was back with their back at school and everything. She wasn't really, thinking about it too much. But then her mom just didn't come back, and she realized, well, if he was after me, and I pointed my mom out to him, then maybe he got my mom. And that was when she got that really
That
strong.
part I got.
Yeah, really strong to go back and find my mom, because I sent Jack the Ripper after my mom,
Right.
and that was when the drive came, I think.
I agree with you though, Lori. Even listening to it this second time round, I feel like that connection between Jack the Ripper and her mom was subtle, and I didn't really get
urgency.
it.
That's the word. Sorry. She
The
had this
urgency,
of
yeah.
finding her mom long before they came across Jack. But okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I get that. I kind of wondered about that as well. But
Hold on.
I was enjoying the other stuff. So
Mhm.
yeah. So who of you, no. So will you guys read the rest of the series? Bray, are you going to reread the rest of the series now?
Yes, because I realized, as I was reading this, I mean, as I read it, it was like, oh yeah, I remember that. But if I had thought about it beforehand, I couldn't remember what was happening next. It's because it's been 6 years, and I read so many books since then that it was like, you know what, I can definitely reread this. And I did pick out some things this time because I knew what happened, the full story. I was able to pick up details because I'm one of those that have to get the story. So I read through it really quick so that I've got the story in my head, and I miss details like what a room looks like, what a thing is. I was that way with Twilight. I didn't even recognize the Twilight house, the house that the vampires lived in, until I read it a couple of times because I'm like, oh, it's the house. Where's the story? And so I'm just like, oh, it's the house. Oh, it's the car. Oh, But then after I read it a couple of times, it's like I get details. And so I get really strong pictures of how the house looks, how the car looks, the clothes that they wear. I don't pick up those details the first time I go through. So it's always better to read it a second time if I really like it, so that I get those details.
That's cool. I find that I'm able to listen to things a second time. I don't have the patience to reread a thing, but I actually enjoyed listening to this one again, and think that I will listen to the next one again. And now that you said it has now I'm interested. Now I'm interested in what comes next and in the ending. Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could see my point of view because
He's so
he's so cute. He's just looking at me with his super intense. What about you, Denise and Lori? Are you gonna read the rest or no?
I'm torn now. I mean, I went and read I told you I went and read the descriptions, and wasn't gonna, but now Burry's got me wondering if I should. So I just feel like it's gonna end up like this one did and be in my TBR for the next 8 years, which is apparently what happened to this one. So we'll see.
Denise?
I guess it depends on my reading list. Like right now, I'm trying to read a book for my other book club, and it's going kind of slow right now.
I had to drop my book club. I couldn't do it.
Both my book clubs are like, my other one was yesterday, like Thursday evening. So they're like right on top of each other. It used to be Wednesday, Thursday. Now it's Thursday, Friday. So both of the books were 15-hour listen tos.
Oh,
And so I was like, oh my goodness, I started the one because they were earlier, and then I got about halfway through and I was like, oh my gosh, this is 15 hours. And the other one's 15 hours. Oh dear. So I was jumping back and forth, trying to get them both read.
I did the walk of shame up to her door with the book under my hand. And I said, I never in my life thought I'd say, I don't have time to read, but I can't. I'm already reading I can't. So every once in a while, she'll keep me posted. And if it's something I really want to read or I've read before and I can be like, yes, but otherwise I'm just like, I can't.
that's sad.
I know,
But I get it, and in this day and age, if you're not like keenly drawn to read the next book, like it's easy to lose a reader there. And it doesn't mean, I don't think, like in the past, I think when we were getting our books from the bookstore, so maybe we had or the library, I was going to say we had fewer books to read, but I don't know if that's true because we just brought home 50 books or whatever, whatever they would let you. I remember going to the library and maxing out every time, like taking out as many books as I could kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what it is, but it does seem like it seems like to me that I used to always read the whole series, sort of no matter what, whether I was as long as I thought it was good, I would read the rest of the series. But now I feel more like it has to be excellent in order for me to read the next book. So I don't know if that's just me or if that's sort of
in the characters. They have to be people that I want to hang out with. There's a couple of times where I read a first book and it was like, this was okay, but these people, I don't like hanging out with them. They don't think like I do. They're, and so if I don't connect with them, then I'm just like, well, nope, not reading any more of that.
Well, I fell into I finished reading this book and then 2 of my library holds came in and I'm like, great, now I have to read these so that I can return them.
Right.
In a timely
and you can't
fashion.
miss your chance because then it could be a long time before you come back. They come back around to you.
I've been sitting here waiting for the end of the Aurora cycle for like ever, and I'm like, I have to read this. If I don't read this, then I'm not gonna get it again for like 6 months.
Right.
My husband was legit, like actively reading. He's reading and it hit midnight. Boom, that sucker got yanked right off his device. And he's like, but I
oh no,
do library books. It's just wrong to me. It's wrong on so many levels. But I believe he's like actively in the middle of a page and it just boom, and you're done. Bye.
Yeah. So I'm like, you have to read it the moment you get it, or you're like, I'm gonna miss it.
You risk losing it.
Yep.
And I also got the Wheel of Time 3rd book, and I'm like, that's like a 25-hour listen.
Yeah, those are long, so long. I like the Wheel of Time, but it just seemed like that wheel just went on too long.
I adored it. Like it was so important to me that when David and I drove across country, when we moved from Nova Scotia to Boise, Idaho. And so that's 5,000-mile drive. And I had a Subaru station. I can't remember. It was small. And so we took very precious few things with us, right? And I liked the Wheel of Time so much that I put the hardcovers in the car to drive across country with me. And then when the rest of the series came out, when Sanderson finished it, I went back to listen to the Wheel of Time starting over because I had adored it, right? I couldn't get into it. And so I don't know, like, it's weird how also our preferences change as we grow, and our preferences for, like, I just could not. But I like a lot of Sanderson's books, which are of that same kind of vibe. But
I just felt like that dragged. It really dragged. They needed to get their way going. It was.
There's a lot of wandering and walking that they could have just been like, "Yep, they went this way and they went that way," and you're like, "Yep,
I felt that
I got
so
that."
often. Yeah.
yeah, I think that what you said, Beret, was interesting. I was at a writing conference a couple weeks ago, and it was an interesting conference because it's called Life, the Universe, and Everything. So if you're a sci-fi fantasy fan, you'll appreciate that. And it is a conference, it's conference for writers and artists and fans of sci-fi fantasy.
Oh,
Mhm.
you want to be able to get out? Come on.
The entire event is panels. Like, there are a couple classes, but most of it is panels. And so it's interesting because you get a lot of different points of view, or you can, in a class. And so I was in mostly like writing classes or classes for writers, and it came up quite often, the character thing, because up until fairly recently, maybe the last 10 or 15 years, we really read more plot-based stories, like that were, and which is Wheel of Time and, Lord of the Rings and everything else. Lord of the Rings is sort of about Frodo and that, but it's really about the larger story, because you have multiple points of view and stuff. But nowadays, I think we are generally needing our characters to carry the story. You obviously need to have plot, but I'm hearing more and more, and heard a lot of writers kind of talking about this at the conference, about making that character connection, that resonance happen, which doesn't exist really in those older books. And so I think that's kind of an interesting trend that, and I just realized, I wonder if it's sort of reflective of our society in general, because marketing, for instance, it no longer is useful to market products for product's sake. Like, people aren't going to buy a new soda. I don't know why I said soda, because I don't say the word soda. I say pop. I don't know why. It sounded weird coming out of my...
I'm so proud of you. You said soda.
Anyways. So, we're less likely to buy a new pop because we think it's a cool new flavor. What advertising does now is sell us based on the person who is promoting the product, because we're all about influencers and authenticity. Like, we don't want an influencer who feels fake, is just pushing a product because it's a product. We want to see that person. We want to see their garbage can, their recycle bin in their kitchen that's full of crushed cans of this new pop, and have it be almost like a TikTok video or a live video, and then we'll buy the pop. That marketing works better than the I drink, so-and-so pop, you should too, kind of thing. So I wonder, since we are going that route in our society, that we want to see live videos. We want to connect with people because of who they are, and then enjoy their product kind of thing. I wonder if it's sort of the same thing as what we're finding in our reading, that we want the characters first and then for them to sell the plot. Does that make
Okay.
sense?
Okay,
I don't know.
I'm gonna be completely honest. Okay, I
Yes.
did not start reading Jay Kristoff books until Jay Kristoff went off and started writing on my wall, being like, Denise, I like your post, and I'm like, oh my god, I have to start reading his books.
So you reacted to that personal connection.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really cool that happened, by the way.
Mhm.
it's just a random comment somebody made, and I'm like, dude, no. And he's like, I fully support that. I'm like, yes, Jay, I fully support you now. I'm
See,
currently waiting on his Empire of Vampires audiobooks to read along with my hard copy.
Oh, Liz has mentioned this guy to us before, and I've never read him. So now I think I need to
What was the
change
name
that.
again?
Jay Kristoff. He wrote the Aurora Cycle. He wrote a vampire assassin series. I can't remember the name of it. Oh my god, I feel so bad. And he just put out Empire of the Vampire.
Totally looking that up. Interesting. Okay, so we are done. We need, obviously, I mean, Lori, you can announce it, but obviously we are prizes.
Let me think. I think maybe we'll reverse it and say Denise won and Lori won.
Wow.
Yay, Denise!
Yay.
$5 gift card, Allie. Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I am not.
It means I can
Here
buy
is the link
book.
to Jay Kristoff on Amazon. So people can go check out his stuff. Oh, I should also put up a blah blah blah. April.
I started
Go
with
ahead.
the Vampire Assassin book. The Assassin books first,
Uh-huh.
and then I went on to the dystopian space one.
I am now looking at his covers and realized I've read Aurora Rising and loved it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. I mean, I was wondering if it was the Aurora Cycle, but I wasn't sure.
Yes.
I was thinking more Amy Kaufman. I hadn't quite clued in that. Oh, you gonna go?
He is the co-author, and he also, I think, co-authored the other ones with Amy Kaufman. The
fairy tale retelling stuff.
No.
That's because that's what Liz has recommended.
Oh.
Was she liked the fairy tale retellings of them.
Oh, what book do we have next month?
Okay, hang on one second.
Dream
Can you bring up the link for that?
Dream what?
Dream Shatter and
Shatter.
Yes. What you want the Dream Shatter link, Allie?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I just posted the link for April White for anyone who might watch this after the fact. I'm definitely going to read the rest of the series. So and so we've got a couple votes here that it's worth reading. And I think that had times been different, maybe more of you would have, I don't know. So next month we have an author visit. So I can do it if you want. I've got Amazon open.
I'm just like, where can I post it? I copied. Where am I making a comment?
Just in a comment on wherever you are on Facebook. Where are you? Are you on YouTube or Facebook?
Well, I'm in here with you right now, but I do have
Do you not see
Like,
comments in where you are?
like I made one at the beginning. Remember? Am I here? But now it's not like
You have to do it on
I see
Amazon.
it.
You have to do it on what you call it, on Facebook.
You can't be on full
Or
screen either.
YouTube.
okay. Well,
Can't be what?
Can't be on full screen. If you're on full screen, you can't see the
Oh.
chat.
well, that's why I went.
Okay, so we have Ann Hunter is the author of Dream Shatter, and so we have her visiting us next month.
Fun.
Yeah, and also it is 40,000 words, so it's not. So it will be a fast read. So this is a book you probably can leave till the end if you need to.
I
Yes.
have a suggestion. I don't know if you want to do it, but I do have a suggestion for book club. One thing I thought about is if it's your book that you suggested, you know, that we're reading as a book club, maybe that person could come with questions or
Okay.
or ideas to talk about with the book, seeing as it was their suggestion. It's an idea, and then it's not all on you, Allie. Then someone else,
Yeah.
you know, can come with, you know, it's your book, so you come with some thoughts and feelings or some
I think
questions.
that's a neat idea.
So
Yeah.
who did Dream Shatter then?
Well, I haven't read it. Nobody's read it.
But who suggested it?
Me.
Allie's
Oh,
already
you
got,
did. Okay.
Allie's
Yeah.
got the books picked out for the rest of the year, and that's been pinned to the top of the page.
Yeah.
So,
But and like some of them aren't books that were recommended, they are authors. Like so I think a couple of them were authors that were people wanted to love their work and wanted to
wanted
see
to
in the
meet
group.
them. Yeah.
And so then the book was just whichever one the author had free or could make free or cheap
Okay.
for us.
Yeah. So
So,
that wouldn't work every time, but just maybe, you know, I could have come with some questions today with, you know,
Okay, I'm
as
sorry
opposed to my
if,
book.
if we didn't get to talk about something you wanted to
Oh
talk
no,
about.
no. I just suddenly thought of that as we were discussing. It was like, well, it was my book. I guess I could have come with some questions.
I
you
think
know.
that we should have a general thread, and I'll do it, Lori. You don't have to
That-
do it,
that pop
but
up.
I would love. Oh,
Yeah, it did.
Bye, Denise.
Bye, Denise.
I would love to talk about leveling up book club. Like, I have been kind of thinking about it, but then, Veray, show us your and welcome back, Denise.
My
Um,
T-shirt.
I have no idea
yes.
what
My
happened.
It says
Oh, you're
chapter
back.
chit chat. That's the other book club I belong to, and one of the ladies in there designed it, and then we ordered. We all went into the site and ordered, and then she picked them up, and we paid for them. And so some got T-shirts and some got sweatshirts, and it was fun. I don't know what site it was, but she kind of did. And we
Yeah.
voted on the design. She showed us like 5 or 6 designs, and we all said, "Oh no, I like this one, or I like that one, or change it to that," or you know. We
Yeah.
talked about it beforehand, and then we just ordered them, and so,
So
it was fun.
go ahead, Denise.
Oh, my other one is through my local library, and they were on hiatus for like 6 months, and now they're back, and I'm like, why did you have to pick this book?
Oh no.
I feel that
You're
way
not
about the
enjoying
book
it?
club too. Sometimes it's like some of the ladies read books that I just, you know, and I've been able to read books that I never would have chosen, and I've learned that I like them. But sometimes I'm just like, oh my gosh, I hate this book. Why are we reading it?
Unfortunately, that happens in every book club, right?
Yeah.
Like,
It
you know,
does.
we can all say we're sci-fi fantasy fans here, and we're mostly going to read sci-fi fantasy, but we've still had books that were like, maybe even all of us except for the person who suggested it or whatever, kind of like, you know. And then there's other. I don't think we've yet had a book that we were all, oh my gosh, best book ever. You know.
Yeah, true, because we all just have our own things that we like.
Yeah. Oh shoot! I wanted to show you guys something privately, but I don't know how to do
Oh,
that.
I know.
The private
What?
chat thing.
This is just the one I have to sign for.
Yeah.
Oh, she's talking to us.
Okay. Okay, because I was like, what? All right.
override the private chat and comments. The only way I was able to post that
Oh,
was under private chat, so it's not even appearing under comment. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's
So-
only under private chat.
Yeah.
book for April. Okay, so I got it.
My
posted into
food.
the chat. All right. We are
No,
time's up,
we're
but I'm
just
going
trying
to start
dinnerly.
a thread for us so that we can discuss if we want to name our group and discuss if we want to have t-shirts or swag of any kind. I mean, you guys are kind of in the special club, and I think it would be.
That would
I've
be
had
fun.
some requests for swag in general, but I think it would be cool to have some swag that was only available to book club members, because you guys are kind of special. And also talk about like how we can make it better, like how we can, like your suggestion, Beret, and maybe other people have some ideas too. And the review thing was something I read online on like how to have a modern book club was to start discussions but I just failed at the implementation. Okay, so thanks so much, you guys, for coming. Lori and I are always happy to talk to each other, but it's definitely, hi, Denise, I see your face. Oh, and it's gone. So it's nice when to have a conversation with all of you guys. It's a pleasure, and I love all you guys. I wish more of you had been here today, but I'm happy that we got to see 3 of you. So anyways, much love to you guys. Watch for your email from Lori.
Okay.
And next month, we'll be talking with Ann Hunter.
Yeah, I'll go look for this book. Thanks.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.